What's going on, guys? Window89 here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing very well. Obviously, it's been some time since I uploaded last, so I thought I'd jump on. Just had a moment, to kind of gather my thoughts and reflect upon last year, where a lot has obviously happened. I want to talk specifically about my twin flame union, which is kind of the main heading of this video, because then that's led me into having all these mad experiences going back and forth between the UK and America, and all the kind of astral stuff that I've experienced in between. I died once, and visiting Stargate 11 here in Velapusi in England. So there's quite a lot of things that I just want to reel off the highlights. So there's no therapy for me to get this off my chest, and sharing is caring, because you guys, it's good to kind of hear similar experiences, that if you've had them, it's kind of confirmation during this whole process of us trying to fucking work out what the fuck is going on. But yeah, let me put it this way: twin flame unions are a fucking headache. They're the biggest fucking shake up in your life that you can ever expect to experience, without a shadow of a doubt, especially the times that we're in, the fucking end times drama. There's so much fucking evil on this planet at the moment. I don't know about you guys, but I've just got back to England, and I've been here for no more than a week, and I've just been under the cosh, man, with fucking 5G, astral attacks, black magic attacks, and it's just incessant. Moved into this apartment, flat number 13. There's the skull. Look, that was there before I moved in, so I didn't know that was here. That's quite iconical. Obviously, the 13th cranial nerve, which is what we're all going to develop, when we're kind of ascending. And this has certainly been the case with me. So it all ties in, and with all the experiences I've had, especially out in Denver, when coming back here in the UK in the astral form, UK is torn to pieces. It's falling apart on the astrals. So it ain't a good place to be. So I'm kind of like scratching my head thinking, why the fuck am I back here? This place is demonic, man. It's crazy. But c'est la vie. Obviously God's got a higher purpose. There's a reason why I'm here, bringing the energies into the grids. How long for, I've got no idea, but I'm kind of being urged to get the fuck out of here with all the incessant attacks. So yeah, if you've got a moment, send some prayers my way. Healing energies and defenses, much appreciated, because it is fucking incessant, man. Like, even sat here now, I can feel it, but you just got to kind of bolster the fields and just get on with things, right? That's the key. It's just don't let despair creep in, and just stay hopeful, and just keep fucking pushing forward. Move the body, breath work, eat healthy, drink plenty of water, and just amplify your fields. That's key. Stay strong. Stand in your light and your strength, and believe, and don't be afraid to prayer either. That's another huge one. So right, enough of my rambling. I want to start off with my twin flame experience. Okay, so I'll try and break this down as short and sweet as I possibly can. I received an email basically of someone who purchased my course online from America, and I received the email at 11 p.m. Granted, they were 7 hours behind, so I was kind of like, okay, immediately flagged. I kind of perked up. I was like, okay, this union, this person is going to be of significance. I know that based on the coding of 1111. Anyway, we got kind of talking on email, and this woman was kind of like revealing that, oh, didn't realise you were born in Brisbane. My daughter's living out in Brisbane. Didn't realise your birthday's on the 26th of February. My birthday's on the 26th of February. So we had all these synchronicities, and I was like amazed. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Anyway, a few days passed. We didn't really speak, and I go to bed, and I have a really lucid astral encounter where all of a sudden I'm unconscious, holding hands with this woman, this girl who's got brunette hair, right, on my left-hand side, and we're kind of like in this mall, and we're looking for a private place to go where we can kind of like make out. And it was kind of like as if I knew her and she knew me, but it was super busy. We're trying to find these rooms, but there's so many people, so we ended up walking outside. As soon as we got outside, she turned to me, we stopped, and she looked at me, and she said, I love you. And in that moment, all of my fucking consciousness just went into that realm, in that time space dimension, and I had the most fucking lucid experience ever, where we kissed. So we went in and we kissed, and then after that we kind of broke away and went to walk further down this path, and then all hell broke loose, right? We had fucking black goo coming in, all these entities coming in, people were scrambling, so we kind of split. And I just remember waking up thinking, holy fuck, what a weird experience. Like, that was the most lucid experience. I don't know who the fuck this girl is, but I was like, okay, this is interesting. Anyway, so after that, 2 days passed, and out of the blue, I get a message on my Instagram, someone slid into the DMs, of a friend, this is the friend of the woman who purchased my course, okay, who's staying in her house, and they're kind of friends, they're working together, but she's renting a room with her. And she reached out and said, hey, you know, my friend, she bought the course, I've been tuning in and listening, and I want to just, you know, extend my appreciation of the work you're doing to help, you know, spread the truth and all the solutions in the sovereignty movement, etc., etc. And I was like, I immediately thought, I reckon this was the girl that I had this astral experience with. So we kind of exchanged messages, you know, over a few days, you know, sharing our stories and our kind of knowledge. She was very spiritually adept and kind of, you know, clued up as to what's going on. So we had some, you know, really good discussions. And it got to a point like 2 days later where I just said, you know what's funny? I had a dream about 2 nights before you showed up, and I believe it was you in that dream. And so she responded. She basically said, you know what, it's funny, because that was me. That's the reason why I reached out to you. Because she was working, because Denver, they're 7 hours behind. She was working, right? And I was asleep. And she said she biolocated to my bedroom and saw me asleep, knowing that I was asleep, but there was a connection happening in the astrals where I was. Okay, so this was like first-hand proof of like this amazing kind of, you know, extrasensory perception that was unlocked with me and with her, with the connection. And the reason why she was attracted to me is when her housemate / landlord purchased the course and was playing it, as she walked past, she heard my voice, and it immediately triggered something in her that, oh my God, I know this person. I know this person. So she then obviously was interested, sat down, listened, tuned in, and I was very much in her consciousness before I was even aware that she existed. And that's what bridged the connection between her and I, to have this experience where she biolocated when she was actually in a workshop doing work that day. Her consciousness shifted and she saw me in the bedroom asleep whilst I was having the astral experience with her, when she said, I love you, and we kissed, and all hell broke loose and I woke up. And so that's how we met, basically. And so we carried on our conversations, and it turned out there was another really cool synchronicity, because I had this experience which I shared with you guys of encountering Hathor in the dream state, saying that we're in the Battle of Men, and she scribed her name on the inside of my arm. So that inspired me to get a tattoo of Hathor, and obviously that's the divine feminine aspect of that in the Egyptian myths, and Horus, which is the divine masculine, I got tattooed on my right arm. And so I shared that with her, and she messaged back saying, no way, you know, Egypt's been in the field, it's been popping up quite a lot lately. And there was a picture, she showed me a picture of Hathor and Horus, like an old, a papyrus depiction of Hathor and Horus holding hands. And it was exactly how I became lucid in the dream state, with me and her holding hands. And she was on my left side. And that painting, as you'll see, is on the left hand side as well. So I was like, whoa, like mind blown. This is, you know, even more syncs, even more confirmation. Okay, so that was pretty cool. So we got talking, we kind of, you know, shared, we connected, had a lot in common. And it got to the point where we kind of agreed that I was going to head out there for 2 weeks to Denver in order to kind of, you know, explore more of this union. And I saw it was a great opportunity for me at the time, because there was still COVID, not lockdowns, but COVID restrictions, in terms of like, you need to be vaccinated in order to travel. You needed to be vaccinated in order to travel, that I can use my IDs that I made up in order to, you know, bypass these restrictions and give these things a go. So I thought, you know, 2 birds, 1 stone, explore this union, plus, you know, test out some of the methods that I'm using in regards to these IDs, which obviously you can see here, that's kind of one of them, in terms of sending yourself as a diplomat, which by the way worked. It got me recognised. And they actually asked me if I wanted security to escort me to the plane, so that was a good success. So anyway, we get talking, I book a flight to head over there. I think it's around kind of April, May time when I do this. But prior to leaving, I had a really interesting experience, out-of-body experience in my bedroom, probably about 3 days before I was due to fly out, or like probably even closer. I think it was like 2 nights or maybe the night before. I was all of a sudden out of my body, and I looked behind, I see myself in my bed, and then this kind of like teddy bear entity all of a sudden started animating and jumped down, and he said, we need to get out of here, you need to follow me. I said, hey, whoa, what's going on? Like, who are you? He said, I'm one of your guides. And I said, look, we need to get out of here fast. I said, well, what's going on? And he said basically you've incarnated on every timeline where the zoitcast have been in order to level up and get new skills. And I was like, and he said there's not enough time, you need to follow me, we need to go. And I was like, hang on a minute, fuck. Like, I was literally like, shit, you know, this is it? Like this, I can't say goodbye to my family or anything. What's going to happen to my body? Am I just going to pass away in my sleep? And so he brings me into the next room, and there's a portal up in the ceiling, and he goes, we've got to go, they're here. And I can hear the front door downstairs, like, slamming. They're breaking in. These zoitcast guys, right, which I think is linked to the Nazi, like time travelers, interdimensional fucking super agents. And he jumps up the portal, and I'm like, fuck, okay, I've got to go. So I can hear him running up the stairs. And so I try to jump up, but I can't jump up. And so I get stuck. And so I hear them come up the stairs. I'm like, fuck, I need to hide. So I end up hiding under the bed. I turn myself invisible, and they come in. It's like the scene out of Taken. You see all the boots come in, and then one boot, the kind of main guy comes in last, and you recognise him, he's got different boots. And then he turns and faces me, and then all of a sudden goes under and grabs me, and then I wake up, and I'm back in the body. And I'm like, holy fuck, like, I'm not meant to be here. I was meant to fucking escape. Like that was like basically trying to remove me before all of this shit happened for me going out of Denver. And so that was weird. That was really weird. And this zoitcast, if you listen to the name, you know, Zoit is definitely like kind of Nazi German. And it's interesting because obviously where my twin flame was, she was located in Denver with the woman who purchased my course. And if you guys look at Denver with the old Lucifer statue, the guy who made that died due to a severed artery in his leg when the statue fell on him in the workshop. And if you just look at it with the fucking red eyes and the veins and stuff and how it's lit up outside the airport, and if you look at the airport from above, a bird's eye view, you can actually see the swastika. It's laid out like a swastika. Okay, so Denver, because it's a mile high, and geographically it's kind of well protected, you've got all the major defense contractors from the government there, and also all the underground dumps, all the bases, right, where all the ETs hang out and shit like that, and all the fucking satanic ritual abuse and stuff that goes on there. So Denver was already knew, was kind of linked to the Freemasons and the Illuminati, and I was very careful, given that I know there is such things as false unions, especially off the back of Ross, who's a guy who's been infiltrating me for the last kind of 3 years, ever since my awakening. He's been by my side, keeping an eye on me, because he's basically, you know, one of Lucifer's agents. He's part of the Nephilim. Which he popped up again when I came back out the second time from the first Denver trip, that I was very careful to think that this could possibly be an infiltration attempt as well, but used in a female gender in order to get close to me. So that was in the back of my mind, given the fact that, you know, what I've experienced was Satan. 2021 was all fucking greys, then Satan, and then fucking succubus, dealing with them in the astrals, and then it seemed to move on to Lucifer with fucking Ross, who's got a massive Lucifer sigil on his back. He's literally the flesh and blood version of Lucifer if you looked at a photo of him. That sorry mate, if you're watching this, your allegiance, I know where it lies, man, you can't fool me anymore. And so yeah, I was very careful. I went out there regardless and thought, fuck it, you know, everything to gain, nothing to lose, apart from my soul, right? Fucking hell. And so I went out there, and it was alright. You know, there's obviously a lot of mirroring that goes on, which brings out, you know, each other's shadows when in twin flame unions, which kind of upon reflection, I believe that was the case. At the time, I was really unsure, just given, you know, everything that's happened to me before, because I was a bit prejudiced in that sense, based on, you know, all the fucking attacks and infiltration. So I was kind of looking at her and thinking like, fucking hell, you know, you kind of were really sweet and kind, you know, over the Zoom and stuff before heading out there. Then I see this other side of you, you know, it made me question things quite a bit. But we had a good time, majority of the time, and it was good to feel out the process. There was like a genuine connection there with love. It was like, you know, I knew this being for sure, and she knew me, and it was just like automatically we kind of clicked. But yeah, it was a cool experience. There was actually quite a lot of Jesus Christ symbology when we're out there as well, and this has been a common theme throughout our union. There's been a lot of like Jesus Christ synchronicities that have come up, which is quite cool. So yeah, but basically what happened was I was out there for 2 weeks. I then came back to the UK. When I came back to the UK, I had 2 weeks of heavy demonic astral black magic attacks. It was insidious, and I had a few out-of-body experiences, one of which again was Ross, who infiltrated me. He's a fucking Luciferian tapped-in guy. where I came down with like a really weird fungal infection where I was like flaring up, my tongue was super white, and I couldn't get any sleep, and I was like really fatigued and like drained. And anyway, that night I go to sleep and I end up waking up inside this like deep underground fungal cave where there's like all these dead bodies with fungus growing off it and this decrepit like spore like atmosphere of, you know, breathing in this fucking toxic mushroom fumes. And there's Ross. Ross is there at the foot of the cave, and I managed to get myself out of there, and he's just laughing, looking at me, and he's kind of like beside himself, wondering how the fuck I managed to get out. So it was kind of like I was being attacked from all fronts, and I also had another experience where part of myself was obviously still back in Denver, and it was stuck in a house that we stayed in, and I had this poltergeist experience where I was kind of like ripped. This thing was trying to rip me out of the house, and my consciousness then shifted outside of the house to see this giant octopus entity, and this giant octopus entity was then captured by these kind of like interdimensional time travelers with like really high advanced fucking ET gear, and they were kind of like using me as bait in order to draw this octopus entity out, where they then captured it. But then before I kind of woke up, there was kind of like a bit of a betrayal of one of the team members, I remember, and it was kind of like weird. So it was almost as if like he captured it but then going to use it for his own nefarious purposes, this octopus entity. And what was interesting, I watched the movie I think a week later, I think it was the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. The opening scene there is him battling this fucking octopus entity. I was like, mate, that's exactly the same fucking entity that I saw on the astrals that were you know, I was being used as bait to draw it out for them to capture. So I was like, holy shit, like this is fucking pretty surreal, man. That's what's going on actually in the astrals that they're fucking, you know, actually making films about. So yeah, we had that, all the demonic, you know, astral attacks. Went on for 2 weeks. It got really, really bad building up to the Queen's Jubilee weekend. And it was on the Friday night where I was just like beside myself, and I literally felt all my skin crawling, and I felt my soul was being kind of sucked out of my body, and I had to like really fucking like almost scream and pray for intervention because I didn't know what to fucking do. I was trying everything, like breathwork techniques, fucking crystals, you name it, visualization, prayers, nothing was working. So I kind of like almost screamed out, and all of a sudden I was out of my body, and I was in this like chamber, this healing chamber, highly crystic with all these like rainbow colors, and this praying mantis being was over me, and he was doing some energy healing on my etheric body before I then was put back into the body. Then all of a sudden it was like all this demonic kind of energy just dissipated, and I was like, oh my god, fucking thank god, like this is so much better. And so what happened the next night, which was the Saturday night, obviously there was like a huge clearing that was going on. A lightning strike obviously struck a giant Lebanese cedar tree out the front, which obviously would have been some kind of portal that these demons were coming in and back and forth linked to the house, because that house was on a very important ley line for the grids that are connected to the Freemasonic Lodge, which is the portal that I went through in order to see Satan for the first time. And obviously the second time I saw him, he came to my house, and that's when we did battle under the earth, when he shapeshifted into a red dragon with like a team of us. So yeah, really, really interesting. That happening with the lightning strike, I don't know, I mean, you can decipher it however which way you want. There was still attacks after that point, but it was watered down. So I believe that was done, and that was intervention done on purpose based on, you know, what I went through for those 2 weeks, because it just got out of hand. But because I was removed from the grids, I believe for 2 weeks in Denver, then I came back, it meant that these demonic entities were able to come in and kind of take over the fort, as it were, with that house, which was, you know, very important, which I had many battles in, which you guys can go back and, you know, have a look at the videos and see for yourselves what I'm talking about. So yeah, that was really interesting. On Queen's Jubilee weekend as well, there was a lot of electric activity in the air, like it's fucking palpable, the atmosphere, with obviously what was going on there, like ritually. Obviously soon after, not long after she passed away, and it's just like changing of the guards over to King Charles and stuff. And it seems to be like, you know, very prophetic, you know, all these times that we're in. And obviously that Lebanese cedar tree gifted me in 2021 November a beautiful Amanita muscaria mushroom, you know, the big giant red and white mushroom, which I took, which almost I felt like it was a gift to me in order to take, and it was a beautiful experience that I had that opened up my heart chakra. And it is very true, it makes you merry. It really is kind of like Merry Christmas, symbolic of the red and white colours, and the fern tree, the presence under the fern tree. That's what that's all about. Is this beautiful Amanita muscaria mushroom. It was almost like a parting gift because it knew that it was probably being used as like a fucking demonic portal. Like the demons took over the fucking portal to that tree, and underneath I remember seeing there was like a huge crystalline cave with all these rare earth gems of all these different wonderful colours. That's when I first saw my praying mantis being. He must be a guardian of mine because he came in and intervened and like helped heal me basically. So I was lucky in that fact because I literally thought I was a goner. Like my soul was being sucked insidiously by these fucking entities. Like just picture them like spider-like. It was sick. It wasn't nice. So yeah, that happened off the back of Denver. No doubt, obviously, gone from fucking Satan's pit to Lucifer's pit. Denver is definitely the HQ of the Illuminati. Huge Luciferian presence there. You've got the HQ of Thoth there as well. Like I said, mentioned the airport and the Lucifer statue. Of course, there is Christic elements to it with the light workers there, but it's highly demonic, man. It's fucking crazy. But given being back out there 2 or 3 times and coming back here a few times, I'd say England's far worse, given the state of things here, spiritually and in the astrals. It's been decimated. Denver is still kind of intact. It's not as bad, however, you still have to be guarded in that sense, from my experience. So that was that. I've got my notes here because it's kind of like there's been quite a lot. But yeah, I had the demonic attacks, lightning strike on the portal. Then I had my twin flame come out basically to London for a trip, and we kind of went around the place, went to London, and we had like a cool experience where there was like money tucked away behind the sink in the house. That's obviously been there for like probably 10 years. It was over like £500, and she miraculously kind of broke one of her necklaces, and the pendant just flew into the sink. And she came down, she said, "Oh my god, I lost this little pendant," and it went down the sink. Like it was like someone out of a movie. She said. I was like, "Don't worry about it, I'll be able to find it." So it'll be stuck in the trap. So I went in behind there, and obviously to redeem it, because it was in the trap there, I could get it back for her. And there was this little pouch, like basically taped to the inside of the pedestal, and it's £400. I was like, that did not happen without. That was divine intervention. That was basically someone leading us into that money based on you having like this weird experience of this fucking pendant flying off your necklace for the first time ever. So that was pretty cool. We also had a journey up to the Lake District. And I remember seeing like a load of unks in a vision hovering above these lakes, which is obviously part of some of the grid work that we're doing here that were kind of getting activated, which was quite interesting. And then we had a trip down to Stargate 11, which is Vela Pusi, and that is otherwise the Q site for Stargate 11, I believe. Or the Q site is in Ireland, and the actual Stargate 11 is in Vela Pusi in Wiltshire. So we drove down that day. It was literally summer solstice eve. They were spraying fucking so heavy the skies that day. Driving down, I can see it was like just one giant hazy mess with all these lines of these chemtrailers. And so we get out and we walk to the Stargate, and as soon as we get up there, we notice there's a crop circle, right, just kind of down in the field, and because they basically use that's otherwise like a 3D representation of a fourth dimensional kind of Christic technology, which is basically running energy and codes through the grid of the Earth that is linked to that Stargate. And as soon as we rocked up there on the site, the exact location, a fucking drone went up. So like one of those drones, those Maverick Pros, went up right by where the crop circle was, right in front of us. And then a guy in a pickup truck came driving up behind us, fully tapped in, absolutely fully possessed. There was the eyes and ears of obviously the Luciferian forces or whoever to keep an eye on us. And he did say, it was just fucking weird because we were hanging out there, and he kind of drove past. And then as soon as we went out of sight behind the mound, he came back up and he crept around as if like you can imagine someone like creeping their head around the corner here and seeing us. And then we kind of clock him and look, and then he slowly reverses back out of sight. It was fucking strange. So we had that experience, which was quite interesting. And then after that, we drove down to, there was a place called Knowlton Church. And we literally, as soon as we rocked up there, it was pretty much almost bang on midnight. We had to stop because she needed to go to the toilet to have a leak real quick. And I remember looking up and I saw a shooting star, and I saw these like headlights, obviously full beam, in these country lanes, kind of just about probably a mile away, or maybe 500 meters away or so, coming towards us at this T-junction. And I was like, need to get in the car, need to get in the car now, need to get in the car now. We need to get ahead of this car. And so she jumps in, I kind of like floor it, and we're literally like probably a kilometre away from this magic ritual site. That's what Knowlton Church is, you can see it online. And we kind of drive and descend into this mist, and then rise back up, and I hang a right and turn in like real quick, and I look behind me to see whether this car goes past, and it's not a car, it's fucking 2 helicopters. And it's 2 helicopters with no fucking lights on whatsoever, just one little red light that I managed seeing coming over because I had the sunroof open, and they come over like really fucking low, like, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is that? That's fucking insane. And so my immediate kind of thought was, what they were trying to do, the reason why I was kind of ushered to move quick, was because they wanted to fucking hit us in the car, kill us, and then those 2 helicopters were fucking what's called grey soul drones. Okay, and they would have been there to literally take your soul through technology, which would then be run back through the fucking quantum computer moon matrix simulation system and put you back into a body here and literally wipe your memory clean. And you just fucking another dumb lemming is going to be conditioned by the system again, going through the same fucking cradle to grave cycle. And I'm like, holy shit, yeah, I got fucking, basically urged by my higher self or God or whoever to, fucking speed up, get the fuck out of there, turn right and get out the line of sight and fucking what they had planned for us. So that was really quite interesting as well. There was another, she came out a second time as well, and there was another time we went to Glastonbury to the tour and check out Glastonbury, and there's one particular bookstore as well. So for you guys, you got to be careful. There's one particular bookstore that we went into. It's called, I think, Courtyard Bookstore. I'll put an image up here, and it's purely demonic. It was a really surreal experience because it's the first time that I've kind of walked into a place and felt a noticeable shift in energy that was palpable. It was like walking into a steam room. So you imagine you open that door and all of a sudden the atmosphere, the heat, the temperature changes, but on like an astral level for your astral body in my fields and what I was picking up on in my aura. And it was like this really insidious, prickly, fucking demonic, like trying to make you gut wrench kind of frequency. And there's obviously people in there, all these like tapped in fucking beings, and all these books obviously like they're kind of like Daniel, what's the guy? Antoine Levy, fucking Aleister Crowley, all these demonic sigils, satanic pentagrams, satanic worship books, witchcraft, magic. And I'm just thinking, these guys got no fucking idea what they're delving into. And I've gotten to a point where I can actually, spiritually and energetically pick up on these energies, and it was fucking hideous, man. It was hideous. Like, that bookstore should be fucking burnt down. And anyone taking any books and doing those practices and even reading that, carrying that consciousness, and they're so fucking tapped in, and they've got no idea what they're delving with. Or maybe some of them do. If they do, so be it. Free will, you've got to respect it. But they're fucking doomed, man. They're destined for damnation, delving into that kind of shit. So what do they expect selling your soul to be able to fucking conjure up a bit of magic here and manifest this, etc. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. They're not going to value any fucking contract that you make with them, in exchange. They're just going to fucking leech off you in your life. But anyway, it's beyond me like how these guys can find these books interesting, because the frequency of them are just disgusting in my opinion. So that bookstore, Courtyard Bookstore, needs to be burnt down in my opinion. It's just demonic. So yeah, stay away guys from that one. So speeding things up, so basically I go out, second Denver trip, this is around I think September time. I go back out there again, and this time I have like a really weird experience on 9/11, prior to which, because in between all of this, obviously we were having communications when I was back here, she was still over there, in between our trips to see each other. The communications wasn't great, and there was a lot of manipulation, I think on both sides with entities and through the use of technology. But there was an instance where there was huge kind of fallouts that we had, given the communications and I guess the manipulations that happened, that I remember seeing part of her face shapeshift, and her right eye exposed to slit. And I was thinking, that's very telling, but I know, because the luxury of me having the knowledge that I have knows that we're all carrying these ill codes, right? That's why we came into and kind of incarnate into these systems, is to help transmute, take on the fucking illness in order to then learn how to transmute it, and return it back into, the eternal life Christic mathematics of our DNA imprints and genetic codes and morphogenetic fields. And so kind of like I knew, because she was highly Christic, like highly spiritual, loved her to bits, but there was this like other half, and likewise myself, I think we've all got it. We kind of split down the middle a little bit. We've got one half of us carrying this like kind of Nephilim soul that we're educating, it's that devil aspect sat on our shoulder, and the other half of us is this Christic being, which is that kind of angel sat on our shoulder, and we're kind of trying to teach and transmute this kind of Nephilim aspect of this universe and this planet and the things that have been going on, which obviously is quite a fucking arduous process. So I remember seeing that manifest, and I was thinking, fucking hell, that's quite interesting, I was thinking, is it Luciferian fucking infiltration again? But I was thinking, well, let's go and see, because over there the frequencies were a lot more bearable compared to here in England, given that they were higher altitude, and you're right next to the Rocky Mountains. There's a lot of quartz crystals there that are kind of like maintaining at least some, if not more, compared to England, of the Christic vibrations, which is just a bit more harmonious, and obviously it helps more with the fungal infection, the candida. There's not as much moisture, etc. So it was kind of like a mini break for me and a reprieve from all the shit that happened to be dealing with here in the UK, given Stargate 11, which is, one of the major Stargates where in portal sites for these demons, Luciferian forces, to go up against the gates of heaven, which is, Stargate 12 basically, during the time of battle, the end times scenario. So there's always been like a huge agenda to control Stargate 11. It's probably the most important site on the planet in that regard for the fallen angelic forces to then go up against God at Stargate 12 and try and infiltrate the higher God realms. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the light is probably already won, but it's just a matter of going through this process of dark night of the soul, darkest before the dawn, purging all the shit that has been hiding in the darkness is coming to light, which is obviously kind of like a die-off in any kind of detox program that you go through. It can be quite hideous, but ultimately it's going to be good for you. So yeah, I had that before heading out there. So I headed out there the second time, and then bang on 9/11, it was a full moon. I think it was on a Saturday night coming into Sunday morning, like real early, prior to which I walk out and I see, because we were staying in this courtyard, renting out an apartment together, I see in this courtyard opposite a really bright fucking white light in the room, popped up on the windowsill. That wasn't there, the previous kind of like 5 nights that I was there, because I'm, always aware of my environment, what's going on with the lights and shit in other people's rooms and fucking people, tapped in entities. And I was drawn to it, and I noticed it, and I was like, holy fuck. And you look past it, it was almost like on a little tripod, so I had like two feet like that, and then like 2 other prongs like that, and then right in the center was just like white light, and it looked ET. It didn't look fucking, it looked exotic tech. And I remember seeing it, and I kind of walked past, and as I walked past a certain angle, you can see like a beam of light, so it went like really bright at a certain angle, then it kind of dimmed, but you can still see it. So as soon as you come here, it's like super bright, and then you go past it, it's kind of dim again. And then I remember lining it up, and I was like, hang on a minute. I was like, shit. Kind of lining it up, it's like, holy fuck, it's literally lined up directly to our room where we're sleeping. So I was kind of thinking, well, I'm going to be, a bit careful tonight, kind of say my prayers, bolster up my auras and stuff, do the defenses, run my shields and, my heart shield and whatnot, which is one of the techniques you can use to help bolster your pillars and strengthen your fields. So I go to sleep that night. Anyway, I fall asleep, then all of a sudden I'm kind of like conscious in the dream state, and I feel my body being raptured and split into like a million pieces, and so is the planet. And so I'm kind of there shouting like, no, not like this, not like this, not like this. Like literally feeling like I'm fucking being split into a million pieces. It was fucking horrible. And obviously that woke up, my twin flame, and she shook me. And, to wake up, and I was thinking, what the fuck just happened? My head was absolutely splitting. And I remember kind of just walking out of the room, like just, gasping for breath, because I was like hyperventilating, and just sitting down for like 2 hours thinking, what the fuck was that? I can't go fucking anywhere without being fucking attacked. This is just getting insane. And then obviously I started to think about, seeing the reptilian eye with her, and like how this could have all just been set up for me to fucking, basically be infiltrated and almost like die and have my soul raptured. But what I believe happened, because I felt like about 5 hours of time slipped, and I got reinserted back, so I felt like I was sleeping. It should have been like 6 a.m. ready for me to get up, but it was only like 1 a.m. about an hour and a half before I went to bed. So there's definitely like a reinsertion for me to come back into that body, but I actually experienced like this rapture event of, your soul being harvested and fucking split into a million pieces, which was fucking insane. Only in Denver, right? But that was bang on 9/11, on the full moon as well, in 2022 last year. So yeah, that was a really weird experience. So yeah, I mean, the rest of the trip, I almost thought about heading back home, but I kind of stayed out there for the rest of the trip. And we had more Jesus Christ syncs, and one in particular was my twin flame actually came down with coronavirus. And it was funny because obviously during that time, off the back of that fucking rapture experience, I was kind of saying to God, like, give me a sign, show me who the infiltrators are. I want to know, like, is my twin flame an infiltrator or not? Is she an infiltrator or not? And then literally, as soon as I was saying this in my head whilst cooking dinner, she screams out of the room to me, and basically I run in. I was like, what's up? She's like breaking down. She's basically getting coronavirus, and she's having like these fucking cold sweats. So she's like shivering, but she's like fucking 100 degrees. And I'm just like, oh fuck, is this a sign? Like, God, did you just give me a sign? And so obviously I had to look after her. And I remember running to the store to get some stuff for her. And I pull up the first traffic lights I pull up to, have my windows down. A guy pulls up and he has his windows down, radio blaring. And it's of a pastor doing some sermon talking about the return of the kingdom of David and the second coming of Christ. And that day, before all this happens, we go on a walk, and we walk up this mountain trail, and on the ground she sees this stunning fucking image of Jesus Christ holding the staff, dressed in gold robes and green kind of band around him. There, I'm just like, wow, there's another like synchronicity. We've had a lot of this. Like even back when we were doing the summer solstice travels, we walked into a pub and there was a song about Jesus Christ on, and then I think it was on the way to Stargate 11, we saw on the back of this sign, Jesus Christ is King. It was just fucking everywhere. It seems to be everywhere in the fields when we're together. It's really, really bizarre. And anyway, that also happened, and I came back, looked after her, and I was thinking like, well, is that a sign? You know what I mean? Is that a fucking sign that she could be an infiltrator? But I don't know. I don't think she is. It's just that we're carrying a lot of codes, and there's a lot of manipulation going on at this time for sure, and stopping like twin flames coming together, because they can actually, once they do the work and actually work through dealing with their shadow aspects, shadow selves, and that mirroring, in order to face, parts of themselves that need to be processed, resolved in terms of, past life trauma or this life trauma, you can become a very powerful power piece energetically on the board game that's going on down here on Earth, and also the potential of bringing in like a really highly vibrational Christic indigo soul. Which is obviously going to help even more during this transition with what's happening. So yeah, really, really interesting experiences. I also had, recently, probably last month, about 3 weeks ago, an astral experience where I was actually shown a Stargate in the astrals by this woman who told me that Jesus had used the Stargate to ascend when he was here last. I think it was the Ark of the Covenant linked in Egypt, and she showed me that there's this device called a staff, which is basically a tool that you put down on this device. It was all like old ancient stone kind of alien technology you can imagine like seeing in actually the Stargate series, and this staff you use basically to help dial in where you want to go in terms of your space-time location coordinates, without which it's like having a car without a steering wheel. So you need this staff, which is basically a Stargate tool, and that's what is depicted with Jesus Christ holding the staff, the real Jesus Christ, because I believe that there were 3 Jesus Christs during the time, 2,000 years ago, one of which was, the true Jeshua 12, had the 12-strand DNA. The other one was the Anunnaki-controlled Jeshua 9, who was basically the one that was used for their fallen angelic agenda. And then you had the other one, I think it was a guy called Hammurabi, who actually looked like Jesus and followed his gospels and way of life, but was misled by the Anunnaki through false visions and holographic inserts in order to be the sacrificial lamb and used as a martyr, and that he was the one that was crucified, which is what the Dracs and Anunnakis and these demons have used in order to capture a lot of the minds of the masses and use that to perpetuate their agenda. Okay, so that was pretty cool. Being shown a Stargate, it was all Egyptian themed. I believe it was probably linked to the Ark of the Covenant. I know it was because I've just got a huge ring in my ear just down as confirmation. So that was pretty cool, actually seeing that, and that there is a tool that these travelers through time and space have in order to navigate and pick exactly where they want to go in terms of their space, time, coordinates and destination. And there's a film called The Time Machine that otherwise depicts this. It's a device that he can calibrate and choose at what time he wants to go, either travel back to or travel forward to. Okay, but he's still fixed in the location. But with this, these actual proper Stargates, you can actually change the location as well as the time dimension. So either the past or the future. So that was fucking cool. So yeah, that pretty much sums up everything that's happened in the last kind of 7 or 8 months. There is a lot of other little astral experiences as always that have been pretty profound, but I can only fit so much in. Or remember, I've been under heavy attack since coming back from Denver here in England. So this is a new place. I'm kind of like trying to fortify this place as well. So yeah, send your prayers to me if you have time. Could do with some fucking help and some backup from you guys for sure. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that twin flame union. It's pretty cool with the synchronicities. Just if you are going to experience something similar to this, like I put a call out back in, I think, late 2021, sorry, so about 6 or 7 months before this actually happened. I put a call out like to God, to my higher self, and to my twin flame, like my soulmate, to come into my life. Like I'm ready. Like I could do with someone to be with me during these times. It's just been fucking insane. So it'd be nice to have some company, along the ride during these times and what's going to unfold. So if you set your intent and do that, and you feel like you're ready, obviously the universe and God could have other ideas, and it's all about divine timing, right? But when it does happen, look for the synchronicities and just prepare yourself for not such an easy ride. It's going to be quite tumultuous because you're going to be a perfect mirror of each other, and it's going to expose a lot of what you don't see in yourself, which is otherwise dubbed as the Johari window, right? It's this aspect that we can't really see in ourselves based on a distorted image of ourselves that only other people can really see, and they will bring that out in you. Because at the end of the day, everything's just a projection, right? So it's a really good catalyst for growth in that sense, in that regard. But you've got to be prepared and just be ready and try not to play the victim, and just kind of approach it with calmness and patience, and give yourself time to process and just delve in and explore. And one thing's key in all this is communication, honesty. That's the key in any relationship, is just communication and being honest with one another, and try not to be triggered emotionally with the ego. Leave the ego at the door and come in with your true self. Be calm, be impeccable, and just kind of ride this out and feel into it. Because I believe there are 3 different types of unions. You've got obviously the true twin flame union, where you are actually, you do have your other counterpart, which up in density 2, when you do ascend, you actually 2 becomes 1. So you almost become this like androgynous being. Okay, so they're important for you in order to ascend. You need to find your divine feminine counterpart, or if you're a divine feminine, your divine masculine counterpart. Second is obviously like a soulmate connection, which can be used for like important lessons, which are quite harmonious. I think it's a lot more harmonious in twin flame unions. Then obviously the third is the karmic. The karmic is going to be like a really fast, hard kind of crash landing of an experience of a relationship, which is going to help correct you on the course of coming into your twin flame union. And I think we've all been there. I think we've all experienced to some degree these different characters in our lives, which are kind of fulfilled these aspects in order to propel us on our journey of growth during these times of ascension. All right, guys. Well, I hope you're all doing very well. Sending out all my love, light, and strength to you all. You're beautiful warriors out there. Continue doing the work. Continue anchoring the ground. The energy to the ground and the grids. And yeah, I'll keep you updated. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I know this is quite a long video, but yeah, it's been one hell of a ride. But yeah, I still get the sense that I'm going to depart soon. I'm hoping, just given what's happens with this whole drama, with the grids, the state of Earth and our sun kind of basically dying. So yeah, we'll see. Be interesting times the next few years. It's coming into like the end of the Great Tribulation. So time will tell, and we shall see. Just going to stay safe, look after your bodies and each other, and yeah, I'll stay in touch. All right, guys, take care. Speak soon.